So I'm turning the head because the head spins all the way around and I only see out of the mouth. So I'm looking. And finally I see a guy running straight for me, like beelining for me. And he's going, dude, can I get my picture with you? And Danny Trejo has stopped his entire line because he saw me coming across there.
Oh.
And he has run out there and got his guys to stop me before I wandered off so he could get pictures and videos with me.
Oh, that's cool.
So that was the coolest thing ever with the mayor getting stopped by Danny Trejo.
What's good, Humbl3 Fam? How about y'all come on in and let's have us another visit here on the Humbl Show. I am Grant Fletcher, being joined as always, by my co-hosts Moonbeam Hallows and Brandon Cox, and joining us this week is our friend John, the man, the myth, the legend behind Kettlebriar's workshop. How are we, everyone?
Yeah, doing
Fantastic.
cool.
Very cool. John, thanks for coming on. Really appreciate you being here. We talked about this a couple weeks ago, and you were having some technical difficulties, so I'm glad we were able to get you on this week here to just wrap things up, because you did win Best in Show at Louisiana Comic-Con.
Heck yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, got the new computer in. Like I said, the keys started falling off the old one. That's when you know it's time to upgrade.
Yeah, of course. That's usually the case. Sounds about right. And I'm seeing here, John, you got like an array of things behind you because you are in the workshop. Like, it's not just a name. It is the actual Kettlebriar's workshop. Yeah, look at all the paints and things.
Here's all the junk out here.
Yeah, if you're watching
on YouTube, on and on.
Oh my God, there's a person in there. Oh no, that's okay. Gotcha. Sorry.
That's exciting.
That's Kettlebriar. That's him.
He is he.
So what's your name about? What's that?
Where Kettlebriar came from?
Yeah.
Well, actually, I used to role-playing games for decades, and that was one of my characters' names years and years ago. And I'm like, well, it's a pretty unique name. If I actually use that ever, I don't have to worry about someone else using it.
There you go.
You know, there's so many other names out there that I see repeated, and I'm like, no one is going by Kettlebriar. That's just not. It's too oddball.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's good. And I've never heard it elsewhere before. I haven't heard it since discovering you and your work there. And what's really cool is
my old email address with goodness. I was with Earthlink right after AOL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was my email address. So it just sort of stuck. And to this day, it's still my email address. I'm www.kettlebriar.com even.
There we go.
Yeah. It's been around for a long time.
So then, all right, so you got into role playing, I guess, at I started playing D&D when I was like 14. And
dang.
That was like, not the start of my nerddom per se, but that was like that was when I got hardcore about it, right? So I feel like a lot of people probably were the same way. And I haven't done it in a while. I don't really have time to do it anymore, but it's a good time. So when do you start I can make things, I can do all this stuff. This is and make really cool stuff.
Well, actually, I used to build models growing up, model airplanes, model cars, things like that, and paint them. But we started going to cons as teenagers back when it was more gaming conventions. Like you said, you did Dungeons and Dragons. Well, we went to Gen Con, if you know what that is. That's the largest of the role-playing game conventions in the United States. It's up in Indianapolis, Indiana.
Oh, fun.
And we had been up there to that one, just going to gaming conventions. And what we used to do, little sci-fi conventions. We were part of the whole Star Trek group. We would buy a Starfleet costume and put it on and wear it without making anything. and I went to cons for about 30 years. And then in 2018, 2019, there was a gaming convention going on. I was right before the show tonight. I was watching Fallout because the Fallout TV series just
It's
started.
so good.
I need to see it.
Is it
My
pretty
daughter
good?
was a big
Yeah, it's
Fallout
on Amazon.
video game fan, and there was the people that made Fallout was having their own convention in Dallas called QuakeCon. They also did the Quake video game and all that. So I decided I was going to go to that, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do a build. I'm gonna build something. And I've been to all these cons. You always see Harley Quinn at every con, Deadpool at every con. That's fine if you like that kind of thing. I'm not knocking anyone, but I don't want to. I didn't want to be the next like this con. Fallout. Everyone does a vault dweller from the video game or the big power suit from the video game. I didn't want to be the next sheep in the crowd. I wanted to do something unique, and that's when I built the Nukatron, which is a Nuka-Cola robot from the video game. And when Bethesda, I'd never built anything before. That was my first. When Bethesda saw it, they absolutely freaked out. You know, they were like, holy moly.
Such a good feeling.
It was an original combination of things from their game. You know, I put two things. I took a robot from the game and their Coke machine from the game and
combined
put them together,
it,
you know, into one.
So
and,
what you're saying is
they love the originality of that.
What you're saying is when there's a Nukatron in a Fallout video game, you're going to be owed some royalties.
That's right.
Absolutely.
No, they have a Nukatron in the game, and then they have the Nuka-Cola machine, the vending machine. So I made a Nukatron vending machine.
That's what I'm saying. Is like, that's a you know, it's one of the robots.
They're like, it should be in our game. I mean, they said that, but the beauty with them is, last night I saw the first episode of the Fallout television show.
Yeah.
And they walked past this robot buried in the dirt, and it's an Assaultron. And I'm like, that is awesome. I mean, it's spot on. And then I saw a decal on its leg, and I was like, you've got to be kidding me. There's this cosplayer who built an Assaultron from the video game as his cosplay.
Yeah.
It was his cosplay in the episode. They called him, they contacted, he has 3 of them now. They bought that one from him. They're called No Sleep to Cosplay is the name of the cosplay. It's a husband and wife team.
Yeah.
And Bethesda and the people who made Fallout contacted this cosplayer now and bought their costume to have a prop because it was so spot on. It was so quality of a build. They used it on the TV show. That is amazing.
That is awesome.
That's what cosplay did for that person, you know?
They got
I love stories.
Yeah,
like
they
that.
got a little picture of it on their Instagram.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to go. Yeah, I'm gonna go back and follow them now. That's amazing.
Yeah, that's really cool.
That's so cool. Yeah, I mean, look, it goes to show you what a fandom can do, you know, and how they can push something forward. And like I said, man, I love Fallout. Fallout New Vegas is one of my favorite video games of all time.
New Vegas is so good. Yeah,
it's real sick. I was just telling someone about it last night, how great it is. But
I don't play games. I've never.
My daughter was into the whole Fallout thing.
Yeah.
When she got married, you know, all the music from the show, and the game, they use all this like 50s music. When they were seating the guests at her wedding, she's playing the entire Fallout soundtrack, and all the guests are like, "What the heck is this?"
Oh, cool.
Because they're playing all those songs from the game. But I even built in the workshop out here. I made a little Vault Tech nightstand for my daughter and her husband, and I had the acceptance letter from the game that you see, where you've been welcomed into the vault. I had that in the top drawer of the nightstand. So I build other stuff out here other than cosplay.
Yeah.
How cool.
Just goes to show you, man, you got to get you a dad that can build things.
That's
you know,
right.
yeah, like one of the things I like to do is, you know, I do a lot of 3D printing and finishing and things like that. And I've done a lot of helmets, and I made a Power Ranger helmet for my daughter. And because I was like, man, when I was a kid, I was like, man, I would kill to have a Power Ranger helmet. Like, it wasn't a thing that was even available. You know what I mean?
You could get like a cheap, I remember I had one that was like cheap, thin plastic that I could that had a nylon string around it. And you put it on and it hurt your face because the string was too tight. But if someone was really acting a fool, they could like take the mask and stretch it and then release it and just ruin your day.
Of course.
I'm guessing that you don't make any of those.
No, I don't make any of those. But the problem was whenever I got it, I didn't think about the fact that you give it to a 6-year-old and like you put this thing on her that's enclosing her whole head. Kind of freaks them out a little bit. Kind of does.
Oh, for sure.
So she put it on a couple times and she was like, yeah, all right, I'm done with that. Never again.
It's like an isolation tank in here.
It really is.
I just got a 3D printer this past year. I'm just now really getting into trying to figure out all the 3D printing. I worked on a Mando helmet for a friend. You got to watch out building those helmets. Because the costumes, I recommend everyone who has a helmet with their costume, walk around with it in your hand all day. Someone wants a picture, then put it on.
Yeah.
Don't pass out.
Oh,
Don't sweat to death being in that thing, because we saw a guy in Dallas a few years ago. He had a spot on Iron Man, and the mask it opened and closed electronically. But at one point we saw him starting to sway, and he started sliding down the wall.
Oh man!
We run over there and set him down on the floor. He was passing out because he had got too hot encased in that thing, and we practically broke it to get it off of his face because we didn't know how to open it. What else to do? But either that or something a lot worse. But
we see that at every show.
It happens. I think the thing. What happens is I think a lot of people, they see those costumes online and they're like, "Oh, that looks amazing." They show up there, whatever, but they don't really take into account the fact that a lot of those people that have experience, they're finding a table somewhere at some point in time to kind of take off as much as they can, to rest for a little while. They're finding a hallway or something like that and getting a breather or whatever from time to time. Because you're right, you can't just stay encased in a suit like that all day and just expect to be fine.
Like me at Louisiana Comic-Con and park right at the front door under the AC vent.
Yeah. There you go, right under the vent.
Like,
that's a good idea.
I'm like, AC vent right there.
Well, I like how you brought up.
I don't know. Moonbeam. Did you see when I took the mayor apart? Did you see inside the mayor?
Yeah. Yes.
I have cup holders in there.
Yes.
I got 2 fans blowing in there. I got it decked out like a living room inside that thing because I learned my lesson with the Nukatron, because it's a hot box. It's just a heat box.
Hold on, let's reset here, because I'm glad you brought up the mayor, because the thing is, John, you have broken the internet a couple of times with that Nightmare Before Christmas with the Mayor of Halloweentown cosplay. And it's even to the point where, like, at Louisiana Comic-Con, I had people who were not there texting me saying, "Hey, I heard something about the Mayor of Halloweentown being at Louisiana Comic-Con. Like, show me a video, show me a picture of this."
Yeah, he was here for a ribbon cutting ceremony.
DJ Qualls said he had been to all these conventions, and he's like, at all these conventions, I see people dressed up in costumes. He said, I've never seen anyone build something like that. He said, that is the most unique thing, And I got that at, where were we? Dallas, Fan Festival, Dallas. My handlers had to leave for a minute. They went to the bathroom, and I was out on the main concourse where there was plenty of room where I didn't have to worry about running into anybody. And 2 guys stopped me and they said, "Excuse me, sir, can you hold up just a minute?" And I'm like, "Whoa, don't make me come out of here. What did I do?" Because they weren't there to take a picture. They weren't fans. They were just holding me up. And I'm like, did I run over a small child? I don't have very good vision in that thing,
I know who I am. I'm the mayor.
And so I'm turning the head, because the head spins all the way around, and I only see out of the mouth. So I'm looking, and finally I see a guy running straight for me, like beelining for me, and he's going, "Dude, can I get my picture with you?" And Danny Trejo has stopped his entire line because he saw me coming across there.
Oh.
And he has run out there and got his guys to stop me before I wandered off so he could get pictures and videos with me.
Oh, that's cool.
So that was the coolest thing ever, with the mayor getting stopped by Danny Trejo,
Yeah,
Well,
that's right.
I mean, like, were you surprised at all at how what the reaction you got with that was, or were you kind of like, okay, I put a lot of work into this thing, it better get some attention?
I have seen Jack and Sally, which are two of the characters from the movie. I've seen them at every convention I've been to.
Yeah.
Occasionally, you see Oogie Boogie, which is like the villain.
Yeah.
But I've never seen anyone do the mayor. And it's the 30th anniversary this year of Walt Disney's Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas. It's the 30th anniversary. They were doing a big thing at Disney this year, giving it some attention. So I don't have the body of a superhero to be wearing a spandex costume. So my builds are usually pretty large, something to cover all this dad bod, And I'm like, hey, the mayor of Halloweentown, that's a huge one. I can do that. I originally thought of maybe building it around a hover round so I could just sit my butt in there and drive around everywhere, But he is on wheels. The weight of the costume's not on me. It was an easy build. And I didn't spend any money on it.
What?
I built it out of spare stuff I had in the workshop left over from other builds.
You're kidding.
The only thing I actually bought for that one, I think, was the Lazy Susan for the neck, so I could spin the head all the way around.
Oh my gosh!
I was going to build the little dog Zero, but I found it on a website that lit up already for like $14. I'm like, I'll just buy that instead of 3D printing it.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
So,
have you thought about taking it?
But yes, the reaction of that one has just been absolutely amazing because all the families, the kids get it, the adults get it because it's a 30-year-old movie.
Yeah, rightfully so.
Like, have you thought about wearing it to what's it called? Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party? That that when Disney goes Halloween for October and
they did that. They brought back Nightmare Before Christmas this year.
Right, but have you thought about, because you can go in costume if you buy tickets to the Halloween party, you can actually go in costume.
It's not the easiest thing to move.
Yeah, you'd have to ship it. You'd have to ship it.
That's the problem with my large stuff. It's a lot of acreage. If I don't start building smaller stuff, I'm gonna have to get a U-Haul.
Oh yeah.
Well, also they might mistake you for being like someone who works at Disney. Honestly, if you show up in that thing, because it looks so good.
That's fine on those nights where you can wear costumes.
Yeah.
And the other beauty, when I'm a cosplay guest somewhere, that one and like the Nukatron and some of the bigger stuff, they have stands. I can set them up. People can still walk over and do pictures with them, and I don't have to be there.
Nice.
Yeah.
I've seen like a couple of your builds too. You use a lot of foam. I've seen, right? Your you won Best in Show at Louisiana Comic-Con with Green Lantern, right? That was a lot of foam, right? And then there's a Sith Lord character that you have as well. I think you do a lot of foam with that too.
Inquisitor, yes. Star Wars Imperial Inquisitor, walking around with Grogu frozen in carbonite, Baby Yoda, which pisses a lot of children off usually. They come up and they hit me with their lightsabers going, let him out, let him out.
Oh.
That's why it's probably good to have the foam on to protect you from there.
It's good to be the villain
strong
sometimes.
Children.
Yeah.
But yes, everything I do, I've started learning EVA foam. I watched Evil Ted's channel, Evil Ted Smith. He has a YouTube channel for years where he teaches people how to use EVA foam. There was SKS, Stephen K. Smith, SKS Props is what he goes by. He sells stuff online and Odin makes. Those are three of the big ones. So when I got invited to Creators Con, which is a real small convention, but it's for creators. They always have someone like last year, I got to meet Odin Makes. He was there. This is the people that I learned everything from. This year, I'm a cosplay guest at Creators Con with Evil Ted. This is my hero. This is I get I'm like, I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. Because I actually get to meet and be there with them. The people that taught me how to work foam. But now I'm trying to expand to other things, 3D printing and so forth. I'm actually trying to get into sewing now.
Yeah.
I've had so many cons where you'll see the judges sit there and talk to girls who have sewed little dresses. They'll sit there in prejudging and talk to them for 10 or 15 minutes about the seams and everything and yada, yada, yada. And then someone walks up in some EVA foam or 3D printed outfit. They give them like 1 or 2 minutes of prejudging.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, there's really nothing sewed on that.
You're kind of, you're kind of, that's the thing about judging. You're kind of like, sometimes like whatever someone specializes in or whatever, they might, be drawn to a little bit more. So yeah, if you do a little bit of everything, it might be, that might be more advantageous.
I'm trying to expand my horizons,
Yeah.
My secret project I'm working on now, everything from latex effects to sewing, the whole 9 yards, EVA foam, Warbler. It's going to be quite the thing, but I'm trying to push my boundaries. I'm trying to learn more, as I go.
That's cool.
Like I said, got into airbrushing this year. I mean, I've been painting for years, but not airbrushing. And I want to beat myself up for not having gotten a compressor and an airbrush long time ago because it's so simple and they're so cheap.
Yeah, they're not expensive at all. You can get one from Harbor Freight. Moonbeam's going to roll her eyes when I say Harbor Freight about this, but I
mean, look, I've bought. Sorry, my couch has got the Velcro. I've bought expensive airbrushes before, and when I say expensive, I mean like a little less than $200.
Yeah.
But my favorites are they're like $80. The Pachets. Yeah, just I take them apart, take out all the stuff you don't need, and roll with those.
I feel like that's a similar thing amongst so many different hobbies and passions. Like all the guitarists I know, they're like, yeah, I got this guitar that I paid $2,000 for, but I really want to play this $400 guitar all day, every day.
Yeah, it's true. It happens like that.
Mm-hmm.
I really like as well. We brought up the Sith Inquisitor earlier. Because it was cool, because that was the first one that I saw of yours that I saw ever, and I saw it in person at Louisiana Comic-Con, not last time, but the time before, I think. And I think you got your picture with Giancarlo Esposito, who plays Moff Gideon.
Esposito
in the Mandalorian, right?
So Giancarlo Esposito, I met at Pensacon in Pensacola, Florida, the first time. I had just built. I always play off my friend, like I made the Nukatron, he did a character from Fallout. Well, he wanted to do a Mandalorian outfit. So I'm like, I need to play something off of him. So I built the Star Wars character cosplay. I went with the Imperial Inquisitor. The Grogu and Carbonite was a last minute idea for the prop. I was originally just going to have him handcuffed because I'm the guy who was supposed to have captured him and brought him in. Yeah. But then I'm like, nah. Carbonite. We got to do Carbonite. I get to Pensacon. I go around all day. I planned on getting a signature with Giancarlo. I get to his line and the Tensa barrier's already up and locked. And they're like, sir, he's already closed for the day. He's leaving. He's got a plane to catch. And I'm like, well, poo. I mean, I literally just missed him by 5 minutes. Mm-hmm. And I seen him in the back grabbing his hat. And I said his character's name, Moff Gideon, I caught the child for you. And I held that prop up, and he said, y'all let him come back here. And they're like, sir, you got to get to the plane, to the airport, And he's like, y'all let him come back here. They undid it, let me come in the back. He's like, can I do videos with you? Can you explain how you built this and let me do a video? Can I have my picture made with you? I'm like, I guess. And I sat there. We did pictures. We talked till his people, his entourage were getting angry. Like, we got to go. So we bid farewell. Fast forward to Louisiana Comic-Con. I think it was within the same year. I think he was with y'all just one day. I think he only was able to attend on a Sunday only.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes. His line was like all the way down the side of y'all's Cajun Dome. And so, of course, I'm going to walk by his crowd because they're either there for Breaking Bad or Star Wars. So I figure half his crowd will get my gimmick of a prop, I'm just walking by. He sees me and he's like, my friend, come here. Stops his line, calls me over, holds the prop up. Y'all's photographer was there. He started doing pictures. It was great that he remembered me. He's sitting here talking to the crowd about it. And then the story continues all the way to Fan Expo New Orleans. He was there that year. And I was walking by his booth. He called me over one last time and he said, "Hey, I don't know who's stalking who, but he said, that little sucker right there, he's already mine anyway. Let me put my stamp on him." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "Let me put my stamp on him." I set it down. He spun it around. He grabbed a black magic marker. He said, "Do you mind?" I was like, "Oh, no, go ahead." And he signs the back of him, Giancarlo Esposito, a.k.a. Moff Gideon. So I had 3 encounters with Giancarlo over that one prop.
And he just remembered, he remembered that you left an impression. That's great.
He's a sweetie.
Well, I mean, no, that's the kind of celebrities you like to see.
Oh, yeah.
The ones that actually care enough about, because I've been to cons before where there were some big A-listers who you could tell didn't even want to be there. Their publicists forced them to be there because they were in a superhero movie and they just had to be there. But people like Giancarlo, that's just, it's wonderful when you have people there who know the fans are the reason they're there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he generally does like it. I enjoyed working with him. I think it was a lot of fun. It was a really good time. And it was funny because a lot of the celebrities wanted to meet him. That was really cool. But so this year, Louisiana Comic-Con, now you won Best in Show as the Green Lantern, which Green Lantern, Hal Jordan is one of my favorite superheroes of all time. So, I have no say in who wins the contest, but, I might have been secretly pulling for you a little bit there. So that one's really...
I designed that costume for a friend of mine. Okay. Years ago, I did a Green Lantern for him. He's a Green Lantern fanatic, of course. He's the same one that does The Mandalorian. And I originally designed that for him. There's 2 versions of that costume. His version and my version, because I squeezed my fat butt into it just because I wanted to show my work off. But I actually built it for him. But there's different shoulders from a different Green Lantern, the Parallax version of the Hal Jordan character. There's different masks that we wear, different glasses. It's just different pieces, different bracers, different gloves for when he wears it versus when I wear it. Because I'm like you. I like Hal Jordan, the classic, the old school with the white long gloves. He likes the black gloves. So, I've never done that, do a dual costume like that where there's 2 versions of the same costume depending on who's wearing it.
Yeah, I like that too, and I think Green Lantern's kind of an easier character to mix it up with, and kind of change and make it your own. You know what I mean? Because I've seen you have a mask and
Green Lantern core. There's thousands of Green Lanterns out there, so you don't have to be this one. You can just pick whatever you want.
Right.
I mentioned my coffee table prior to this. On my coffee table, I have a Green Lantern comic.
Nice.
It is the Apartheid special. I have yet to read it, mostly because I see the cover and I'm like, well, what does Green Lantern have to say about apartheid? But one day I will read it.
You crack it open and see what's in there. Yeah, I like it. That's dope. That's really cool. I'm way into that.
Well, Brandon, you're talking about coffee tables and Green Lantern. If you go to my Facebook page, you can see the Green Lantern coffee table that I built for my friend.
Oh my God. It
has all the famous issues of the comic covering the whole thing. And then I poured epoxy resin over the whole top of it. And the Green Lantern logo lights up and shines on the ceiling of the living room.
Oh my God.
That's cool.
That is super cool.
Yeah. John, I feel like we're on the
Kettlebriar. More out of this shop than costumes.
I feel like we're on the Kettlebriar infomercial right now. You keep going, but wait, there's more. Well, look, what else? Okay, so what are you working on next? You got to give us at least a hint. What are you working on next what can we expect from Kettlebriar's workshop?
Well, I'm not going to be posting step by step like I normally do for the next build because I don't know that I can pull it off because I'm working with a whole bunch of new materials. Like I said, I'm trying to expand my horizons. And just in case I don't pull it off, I don't want to be putting it out there, but it is going to be from the #1 video game in the world right now, Game of the Year, Dungeons and Dragons Baldur's Gate 3.
Heck yeah!
Yeah.
Baldur's Gate 3.
I knew as soon as you said that, I knew Brandon was going to be excited.
I have a crazy wild hair idea for another one. That would be Battle Santa Krampus Hunter, where he's in battle armor and carrying the head of Krampus with him around.
Well, that's
the kids are going to like that
different.
one.
I can't build a normal build. Y'all know this.
Yeah, of course.
Awesome.
Yeah,
that'll be another
stand out in the crowd.
Purpose one, good for Halloween and good for Christmas. So, which we're way into. We're way into that.
That was the Nightmare Before Christmas. That was the mayor. Which I want to apologize to Gregory and Moonbeam, because I so came this close to coming to the Preserve Halloween Festival. It was on my schedule. I was going to come there. I had friends like Carly with Strange Cat Cosplay.
Yeah,
I was going.
Yeah,
I had some stuff come up. I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to make it because I had to take the mayor of Halloweentown to the Preserve Halloween Festival.
Right.
Oh my gosh, it would have been a hit.
I'll just do it next year.
Do it this year.
Where are we holding it next year?
Savannah.
That's
How far are you?
Yeah.
How far are you from Savannah?
So I'm probably not going to make that one either, because that's a bit much for me.
Oh, come on!
I think John's closer to me than he is to y'all. Yeah.
See, I'm in North Louisiana. I'm actually on the Arkansas border.
Yeah,
where I am in northeast Louisiana.
I didn't realize you were that far north. Okay. Yeah.
Everyone thinks I live in Lafayette because my pretty much godchild, she's a makeup artist down there. She does special effects horror makeup. We're going to Texas Frightmare here next month.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah.
She lives down there. She like when I guest at any of the cons down south, she's the one that's working my table, staying at the table, and she lives in Lafayette, her and her husband.
Yeah.
I wind up, that's where I stay. And I'm just down there visiting them so much that everyone assumes I'm a coon ass from down South Louisiana, you know.
Okay, so was she the one that was helping you get suited up in the mayor on Sunday?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. I saw you getting in there. I was like, I got real excited. I didn't know we were going to see the mayor in person that day. Whenever I saw him, and I was like, oh man, he brought it out. So that was really cool.
We just went to a cosplay prom. Strange Cat showed up. She was there in her Cenobite from Hellraiser.
Yeah.
So cosplay prom is pretty much, hey, just a reason for cosplayers to hang out with family and children with an open bar and live music venue, after hours kind of thing. And I'm like, well, I'm taking you to prom. What are you going as? And she's like, well, she does horror effects. She's like, what do you think I'm going to prom as? So she came as Carrie. She was covered in so much blood, I had to put trash bags down on the seats in my vehicle just to let her ride to the prom. And she won. She won Queen of the Prom. She was crowned Queen of the Prom at the end of the night.
Awesome.
So it was just so fitting. It just worked out.
That's awesome.
That's impressive. That's really awesome.
Hey, can we do a little spoiler alert?
Please do.
I don't know if I don't know if it's official yet or anything. We haven't done any kind of like contract or anything, and but Mr. Kettlebriar here has been invited to be a guest at Louisiana Comic-Con next year.
Heck yeah.
I will be there with bells on. Looking forward to it.
What sort of costuming requires bells?
Santa Claus Krampus.
Maybe that Krampus Santa Claus one. That's gonna have bells.
I just need a little extra table space, you know. I got a lot of luggage I'm bringing with me to set everything up.
Look, you have whatever you want.
Yeah, for the mayor and for the Nukatron, I think it'd be worth it. For those two alone.
You can have whatever you want.
I bring my mannequin Kettlebriar over here to put an outfit on, and then I have the mayor over here and Nukatron over here, and then I just can wear something I can relax and walk around in, like my dapper steampunk outfit, you know, my jacket where I can dress suave for the day.
Just be easy and breezy.
Walk around sweating to death in armor.
I love it. I love it. That's so cool. You know, and it's so awesome to see. Oh, he's broke out the pipe and everything now. There we go. It's so awesome to see like everything that you've worked on and all the other things that you're into. And I've got I've got to let everyone know, Moonbeam, Brandon, John also let me know too that he used to run a movie theater or movie theaters, and also owned a video rental store as well.
Oh my gosh.
Back in the day.
Meaning that if we do any movie trivia tonight, we might have a ringer on our hands.
Oh yeah, no doubt. You got any posters you want to unload?
Yeah, do you have any posters left over? We know someone who's in the market.
You know, I still have, I gave away so many thousands of posters, and I still have closet load full of one sheets.
Heck yeah.
You just holler at your girl. I'll take those off your hands.
Yeah.
If I got people that'll call, hey, you got Harry Potter, you got Lord of the Rings, which one you got, you know?
I'll just take all of them.
Yeah.
Do you have Joanna,
I actually went to college originally out of high school. I went to college right when I got out of the military for filmmaking and special effects. And instead of filmmaking, I wound up in film presentation for 20 years, running theaters, building theaters all over.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah.
I've got a film degree. I got a bachelor's in film.
Grant, you're in Baton Rouge. I used to run City Place.
Oh, really? Okay.
City Place in
It is it's a movie tavern now. Kind of upsetting, but City Place held on for a while. It really did. Well, here's the thing.
I did one over in Vicksburg. I'm not quite as far over as Moonbeam and Brandon, but over in Vicksburg, I did a Pemberton Mall movie theater.
Oh, the one in the one in the mall. Yeah, I went there a lot. Yeah.
Oh.
I saw a lot of movies there.
So you found the man responsible.
It had been closed for like 7 or 8 years, so we remodeled it and reopened it.
Yeah.
That's what I did for years, and I gave all that up. Went to the police academy, and I'm now a deputy sheriff, criminal administrator for the parish that I live in.
Oh, cool.
And I dress in costumes on the weekend, and then go back to work and get ridiculed for it during the week.
I'm just gonna say, how does that fly during the week?
Yeah.
Well, look at Night Mage. Y'all know Night Mage. He's a great cosplayer. I'd love to meet him. He's a deputy sheriff too, but everyone in the country knows Night Mage. He goes all over the place.
We'll have to look him up.
So here's the deal, y'all. The problem here is that I have a movie trivia game for us. So
okay,
John may be our spoiler again this week. And so here's the thing. I actually wrote this game for last week's game. Retta had told us that, hey, we're going to do cosplay trivia, but I prepared something just in case.
Yeah.
And this is what I have here. So,
and then she talked about scenes and everything else that I was talking about earlier.
She did. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. But no, so I got earlier in the month of April, I think maybe end of March, a guy by the name of Joe Flaherty passed away, an actor. And a lot of folks would remember him most as the guy from Happy Gilmore that just shouted jackass throughout the whole movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But probably a lot of fans of SCTV and the Ed Grimley Show would remember him as Kel Floyd.
Yeah.
So I wrote a round here of, these are vampire movie taglines. And a movie tagline is like something you would see on a movie poster, or you'd hear it in the trailer or something like that. Some kind of line kind of meant to sort of sell you the movie, in just a line. So I'm going to give you the tagline, and then you have to try to come up with the name of the movie just based on one of these taglines for this movie.
They're all vampire movies?
They're all vampire movies because of that. So, John, I'm going to start with you. You are the guest. So the first one here is sleep all day, party all night.
Party all night, never grow old, never die.
He knows it.
Have no clue. The Lost Boys.
The Lost Boys, yes. Point for John. All right, Moonbeam, I'm going to move on to you.
That's awesome.
Here it is. Drink from me and live forever. I know. Like, it sounds very vampire-y. But
drink
also,
from me and live forever?
And live forever.
I don't know. You mean just guess?
Yeah, just guess. Just throw something out there.
Vampire in Brooklyn.
Oh, I like it. It's not it, but I do like that as a guess. Brandon, do you have a guess?
Passion of the Christ.
Stop.
Not quite.
I think he says that in that movie.
He might. He might actually say it for real in the movie, but it's not a tagline. John, do you have a guess?
Bram Stoker's Dracula?
Oh, no, that's a good default. It is Interview with the Vampire.
With the Vampire.
The movie.
Second guess.
Yeah.
Brandon? My least favorite.
Yeah, it's good, but when it ends,
I haven't
watched the show yet. Have any of y'all watched the show?
No, I need to watch the show.
No.
So is it any good? Like, I can't.
I haven't watched it. That's why I was asking.
Yeah, Louis is just such a little bitch. It's like, oh, I'm so beautiful and rich and to live forever. Terrible.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. It does kind of feel like when it ends, it does feel like you watched, not a complete movie, just the way it ends. And it's like, yeah, they were setting up for something else and they just never got around to making another one, I guess. But Brandon, I am going to throw to you because you haven't started one out yet. So
yeah,
this one is some interviews with some vampires.
That's the tagline?
That's the tagline. Some interviews with some vampires. We just did Interview with the Vampire. Now this is some interviews with some vampires.
Oh, What We Do in the Shadows.
Yes, that is What We Do in the Shadows. Point for Brandon. Very
So
nice.
good.
Very nice. I feel like. Oh yeah. Okay. Cool. I got a tiebreaker if we need to. John, I'm gonna start with you on this next one here. Cheap drinks, loud music, vampires. This will be one hell of a night.
Oh, goodness. I'm
tough.
drawing a blank on that.
All right. Well, yeah, just throw something out there. What do you think?
From Dusk. Oh, shoot.
From Dusk Till Dawn. Yeah, that's what I
thought you meant. I thought you meant like everybody just throw something out there.
No, Brandon.
Shoot.
All right, we'll go ahead. We'll X that one out then, since Brandon jumped the gun on that one.
Yeah.
No, but that's fine. Look, we got 1-1 here. Moonbeam. What about She Knows a Sucker When She Sees One?
Once Bitten.
Oh, it's not Once Bitten. Brandon,
Yeah,
what do you think? Once Bitten is a good guess. I like that.
Vampire Hunter D.
It's not. John, do you have one?
Buffy?
It's
No.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh yeah, I was mistaken. Yes.
Yeah.
With Christy Swanson, the original.
Yeah.
Yeah, John, you've won the game. You've racked up 2 points here, 3 points here. Yeah, so you did leap out ahead. But I do want to throw out the tiebreaker I had here just in case. A new Marvel legend arrives.
Oh, Morbius.
It is Morbius.
It's Morbin time.
It's Morbin time, even though that's not really one of the taglines.
I am so excited because they have their Sony has their third BS Marvel movie lined up, and
Raven.
I know it's gonna be terrible because they delayed it by 9 months after it was already ready due to the reception of Madam Web, and they're just gonna make it worse.
Well, it's like this. Hey, I got an idea. We're going to make another Spider-Man movie. And it's like, cool. And they're like, yeah, but here's the best part. Okay. Spider-Man's not in it.
Not in it.
Yeah. Isn't that awesome? We're making a Spider-Man movie, but he's not in it.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to work.
Venom.
Yeah.
Doing a Venom origin story and not having Spider-Man in it, that made no sense whatsoever.
Right. And
then, the whole character takes the look of Spider-Man.
Is we're going to make a Spider-Man movie, and Spider-Man's not going to be in it. And then after that, we're going to make a Spider-Man movie, and he's just not going to be in it. And they just keep doing it.
We got this great Thanksgiving dinner lined up, but we got the turkey lungs and the toenail clippings and the gonads, and we're going to run with it.
And we got half a wishbone. We already broke it.
Yeah. Oh, man, Sony needs to go under.
They make other cool things, just not movies.
What a dumb bunch of so-and-sos.
Oh my gosh. Well, it looks like here our producer is giving me this signal to wrap up, so we should probably do that. We should mention that we are going to be packing up. We're going to be loading up the car and heading to Mobile Bay Anime Fest by the time this one drops.
We're going to be hitting the beach.
That's right. That's right. Well, Brandon might be hitting the beach. I don't know about me. It might be still a little too cold to hit the beach. I don't know. I'm not sure, but I digress. It's going to be a fun time, and I'm really looking forward to getting out of there. And if you haven't gotten your tickets, make sure you get those now, because if you wait till the day of, you might not actually get in the door. So be sure you get your tickets to Mobile Bay Anime Fest right now. You can do that at mobilebayanimefest.com, or checking it out on Instagram or Facebook there too. That's always a good idea. John, let everybody know where they can find you and where they can keep up with what you've been working on.
www.kettlebriar.com. You can actually find me, John Stout, on Facebook. I use that one, as well as Kettlebriar's Workshop on Facebook. And at Kettlebriar on Instagram and Twitter, but no one ever goes to Twitter anymore.
No, Twitter sucks.
You call Twitter anymore.
I'm trying to start YouTube and TikTok, but I'm just not that big into making videos. I usually just do pictures of all my work in progress.
Yeah.
But we're working on it.
Just do shorts. It's fine. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's all good. Well, cool. That's dope. John, I really want to thank you for coming on the show, talking about all your builds and talking about some of those really cool encounters you had as well. It was a whole lot of fun. Y'all, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and make sure you give us a like and a rating and a comment and everything else. It's, a really fun time over here on the Humbl Show. And we're going to be back here with another visit on the Humbl Show next week. In fact, I think we're going to be all together next time as well over in Daphne, Alabama. We're going to try to record something out there for Mobile Bay Anime Fest. It's going to be really dope, so make sure you come back for that episode. But until then, y'all, stay humble.